Alright, so I was wanting to do another one of these videos on the TC Electronics Eyemaster. So I did the dark matter one, and now I thought I would do this. It's a little bit different. Obviously, you've only got controls for the gain and the volume. So for those that don't know, this one is kind of based off of the Boss HM2, which is really known for like the Swedish death metal sound, and the way that you achieve that with any guitar, any amp, supposedly is to max out the volume, the gain, the treble, and the bass. So they know that that's probably what you're going for, so they took away the treble and the bass controls and just give you the volume and the gain. So let's see how this one sounds. I'm playing my LTD with active VMGs. That's what it sounds like just going in, and when I hit this, so obviously a lot of noise there. So I've got this set to the Marshall settings that I've been using, and I really thought this was going to be a pretty short video, just kind of demonstrating this. But then as I was testing it out before I did this, I really discovered that the tone stack controls and these gain controls here, and even the volume and speaker controls, have a lot of effect over the sound, a lot more than I expected. So let me just go ahead and run through some of that and just kind of show you. Something else to point out too, so when you push the button in, it does not automatically trigger the sound. It's only when you release that it comes on, and then when you go to switch it off, you hit the button right away and it cuts off. So just something to point out there. Can make a little bit of a difference in the way that I'm tapping if I was actually using this to turn on and off, but so that's the Marshall sound pretty much straight up. Let's kind of blend around with the speakers. That went from the green to the blues. Excuse me, the black. It's just more like the Vox sound, I believe. Let's go ahead and just mess around with that. So let's flip it to the Vox. Well, it's still on full stack. Let's go to 1x12s. Let's see. This is pretty much straight up in the middle. They expect you to be maxing everything out, so let's kind of see what that's like. Let's go up with the gain. I honestly don't know how much of a difference that's really making. The volume, though. That seemed to make more difference on the volume there. Let's maybe mess around treble. Cut. So it's very responsive, and I'm plugging the guitar straight into the Eyemaster and then into the input, so we're using all the features here. Let's go mid. It's like I'm not really feeling much on the boost, but on the cut, I'm not really feeling as much on the bass. The treble's making the most difference. So let's do this. Let's boost the treble. Let's cut the mid. Alright, let's see. Let's just go back here. Let's boost the mids a little bit more. Okay, not a huge difference, but let's mess around with these. So this is the pre-gain. Okay, let's pull that back down. Let's boost the post gain. So I feel like both of them are kind of highlighting different things about them. Like again, this is the pre-gain. This is the post-gain. Interesting. Let's mess with the volume. Different effect there, very fuzzy. Let's see. I've got the presence and the resonance all the way up. Let's see what happens if I cut them. Okay, really, the presence is powerful. Resonance too. I just feel like it kind of just narrows it up by doing that. So that's a lot of exploring on the Vox sound. Let's go from the black to the blue speakers. Okay, 212s. Again. So that really makes a big difference. And then let's go to the Fender right here. So I guess I see, you know, what people are kind of liking about this, where, you know, this is something that you can plug into any amp and get this sound is kind of the idea with it. I am, though, impressed with the flexibility that I'm able to get with this. It's not a huge variation. It's not cleaning up a ton. In fact, let me just kind of show that. So that's, the volume will clean up. The gain, and again, that's my clean. That's about as clean as it gets. Now the volume will still boost. Let's cut that. I mean, even just the tiniest little bit of signal coming through is distorted. And listen, like that's nothing. Just right away, it's going on. All right. It's back to there. A little bit more volume. Just kind of balance this back out. So let's do the same thing. Treble, bass, mid. And actually, now that I think about it, I think that I might want to double check myself, but I think that the mid control doesn't do anything when you're on the Vox, because that's not one of the controls that it has. So that would make sense that I was turning that and not getting anything just a minute ago, but now feels like it's making a lot more of a difference now. So that's really cool. Let's go back to the Marshall. Marshall pre, Marshall post. Okay. Already making a difference. Let's switch the speakers from blue back to greenbacks. From 212s to 412s. Okay, so you can see that we're getting what we like. Let's just try this. Well, actually, you know, I feel like it's kind of pointless for us to just try this with the active pickups. We know that that's going to work. Let's see how this works with a Telecaster. See if that's any different. All right, so I am back now. I've got the Telecaster that I'm using. Let's see if I can get a shot of it. Kind of fly by there. All right. Let's see. So I'm just going to use the neck pickup on this one. To adjust my volume a little bit. Weaker pickups. And again, this is a Tele. People expect, you know, that type of stuff. Let's see. Marshall sounds. And I'm in standard. The other guitar was in D standard. Okay, so interesting. Let's crank up the gain. Very interesting. So basically a Telecaster through an HM2. You know, even though it's the Eyemaster, and then into Marshall. Let's let's see what this would be like through a Fender style amp. Blue speakers, 212s. Very deep. Very fuzzy. Let's boost some of those. Let's see. Put them back. Let's boost. Oh yeah. Very close to peaking. Do that. Okay, so very interesting. I really was expecting to have to use the graphic equalizer along with this pedal to be able to shape the tone a little bit more. But I gotta say, I mean, if you're using something like this, that's kind of the sound that you expect to go with. But I am impressed with the flexibility that I am able to get with just the controls that I have here. So before I plug this into the send and return, just to kind of run through that there, why might you need something like this? I know people that go for that tone are all about the HM2s and spending, $150, $200, $300, $400 in some cases for some of those pedals. But I've really just proved here that, you can use the Marshall and you can crank everything and get that sound. But you can even use this to achieve that same sound with, say, a Fender Telecaster and a Fender amp. So that's something to consider if you don't want to haul around an amp peg, 90s 412 or a big Marshall stack or anything. If you just have a Fender combo and you don't need it a lot, but maybe just for a part or a song or something like that, this might be something good to consider in that case. Let's go ahead and do just a little bit of cable routing. I'm just going to keep the video going. Let's see. So send goes into the input of this. Return goes back into there. And my guitar goes into the input. There you go. All right, I'm just going to have to watch everything again. Oh, interesting. I can still shape the speakers and the cab. It seems to be getting a bit more signal that way. I don't see this being very useful. That makes some difference. Not much. Not as much as you would expect. Same thing there. Volume's not making a huge difference either. Yeah, let's see. You gotta get that. Even cranking up that's the gain, right? Even cranking up the gain. It's just not the same growl that we had before there. Back to the Marshalls. So, yeah, I'm glad that I did that, but I don't think that this is going to be the way to go. I think in this case, straight into the front here of the amp is going to be the way to go. I'm not even going to try going straight in to the return right there, because that would leave us with absolutely no control over our tone other than what we have on the guitar. So, like I said already, this video went a lot longer than I was expecting to have to, but I'm glad that I got to kind of show this and mess around and play around with it there, and hope this was helpful if you're considering either one of these two or what the options would be between them. Thanks.